Welcome to Radiant Spirits Rising with your host, Heather Lena. Heather explores how natural healing can support your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. She guides you on how to harness your inner power to overcome challenges, improve overall health, and strengthen your connection to your true self. Through grounding techniques, holistic remedies, and the transformative practice of energy balance, Heather offers practical insights to help you create harmony in mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome the host of Radiant Spirits Rising, Heather Lena.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. I am so excited to be here today with you guys. So we are going to dive into a subject today that can be controversial for people. But I'm getting that I really need, just like last week with the grief, I really need to dive deep into the subject that we're going to be talking about today. And part of that is because I have been working with clients who are struggling with past life trauma or generational curses. So it's time that we have this conversation. And honestly, before we even begin with our affirmation, I just want to say that prior to starting my spiritual journey, I had no belief system about past lives. I had no belief system about generational trauma. Let me try to say that correctly throughout this entire podcast, because I had other beliefs that inhibited my growth and opportunities of figuring out past life, unraveling the past, which is actually part of the title of today's show, which was Unraveling My Past, healing lifetimes of trauma, healing lifetimes of contracts, and healing lifetimes of spiritual curses. And so we're going to talk a little bit about all of those today. But as is the norm, let's start with setting our affirmation for this session today. So I'm going to have everybody close their eyes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. A deep breath in, a deep breath out. Another deep breath in, another deep breath out. And I'm going to ask Creator to release any blocks from anyone that are willing to let them go. And that's going to be our actual download and affirmation. So I want you to light up your heart space. And I'm going to download you with the knowledge, feeling, and knowing of what it's like to be safe and comfortable addressing past life trauma, curses, agreements, and being comfortable and willing to acknowledge that we have them and that we need to resolve them and heal from them so that we can continue our journey in this life without carrying all of this around with us. And I hear baggage. So if someone needed to hear, stop carrying that baggage around with you, there's your message for the day, right? We need to stop carrying all this baggage around with us. So then we're going to move that energy back into your heart space, from your heart space, actually into your heart chakra. Excuse me, somebody is shifting. Taking deep breaths in and out, releasing that old energy, and allowing this new energy to go up through the chakras. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. So reminder, you guys can call me at 1-866-451-1451, or you can get on and chat with me. If you don't want to call, but you want to talk to me, text me, chat me. Let's have a conversation. What kind of past life trauma do you think you have? So I will tell you, 99% of the time, and I'm not even calling it 100, but 99% of the time, when I work with a client, we eventually get into past life oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, curses, right? And we talked about how your DNA is like a computer, and how um, you can, the cloud, and your soul is your cloud, your higher self is your cloud, and it takes all of these experiences that you have experienced, and it stores it, and it carries it back down with us. So as crazy as that sounds, there are some things that happen to us physically, emotionally, spiritually, down here, that are a part of past life issues. Okay. Some of who you are past life issues. So I will tell you that I had a message sent to me not too long ago. I am a type of person that I do not like gooey stuff on my hands. It annoys me. It bothers me. Things like painting. I don't like getting paint on my hands. I don't like. I put my hand in something the other day, and I was like, oh, this is just disgustingly gross, right? Now I know that in past lives, I was a warrior and I was in battles, right? And so I got this thing on my hands the other day, and I was like, oh, I just can't stand that. And I went to go get a paper towel. But when I looked down through my third eye, I could see my hands just covered in blood. And I looked at that for a minute and I thought, yeah, that would explain why I don't like crap on my hands, right? And so I literally just stood here like this for a second, and I could see through my third eye blood just all covered my hands. And then I looked down and it was covering my shirt. Okay. Now, this is a vision that I am having. And it's interesting, guys, because I do not like to wear stained clothes. I don't like to wear damaged clothes. So if I have a shirt or something that gets a stain on it, it's gone. If I can't get that stain out, it leaves my closet, it gets donated, it goes away. And I never really understood why I have this fetish with no crazy icky stuff on my hands, and nothing, still no stains on my clothes. But after I got this vision of me covered in blood, and let me tell you, while some of it may have been my blood, it was not all my blood. It was somebody else's blood. Okay. I all of a sudden had a much better understanding of why I have the phobia of having stuff on my clothes and stuff on my hands. So think about it. As we start this, I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about, what kind of phobia do you have? What is something that just aggravates you, right? And start thinking about, what could it be that causes you? Is it something that happened in this existence? Or is it something that has happened in other existences? Now, I will say to you that part of the reason why my belief about not having past lives and only having one life was because of the religion, the organized religion that I grew up in. Okay. But it never really made sense to me, even as a child, as I was going through this church and going through all this process. It never really, a lot of the beliefs that they were pushing on us never really made sense. And honestly, just coming here once was just like questionable to me. It just did not make sense to me. So as we are going through this, look at the beliefs that you have. See if you're open to changing and looking at things from a different box, a different viewpoint, and allowing yourselves to actually really look at from another perspective. So I'm going to say 99.9% of us have had multiple lifetimes. Now, I'm going to say not all of them may have been in this earthly existence. There really is something to Star Trek and Star Wars. Film mimics real life. Okay. So our souls incarnate multiple times in order to have experiences, to learn, to grow, and to evolve. But with that comes the experiences of really good. Yeah, I can live with that. And oh, yeah, this is not good. And this has created trauma in my life. And the whole spectrum in between those three that I just called out. All right. Many times, if we do not, well, let me say this. Many times we end up not resolving the trauma that we received in that existence. So if it's not resolved before we reincarnate, it follows us down and it will continue to carry down. But then we add to that trauma that we've already suffered, because if it's not resolved, if it's not released, then we practice it again, just like the blood on the hands, right? So it's important to realize that some of the things that we may do instinctively because of past life, whether they're good things that we do or whether they're crazy, not so good things. I heard crazy, not so good things. So I'm just going to say that crazy, not so good things that we do. So some common signs of past life trauma could include unexplained fears or phobia. I just talked about a phobia, right? My hands. I don't even use lotion that much, believe it or not. I will use it on my hands when my hands are so dry that I just can't take it anymore. But I don't consistently put lotion on my hands all day long. I don't like that kind of feeling on my hands. And that comes from a past life trauma. You might have an intense fear of water. So you may have drowned in a former life. I was a captain of a ship who died at sea. So am I a fan of the ocean? No, I have a love-hate relationship with it, actually. I love to cruise on an ocean. I don't like to be in it. I don't like to stand in it. I don't necessarily like to be on the beach, but I can handle moving on a boat, which would make sense because I was a captain of a ship in my former existence. See how this all just kind of falls together? So I love to cruise, I love to be on a ship, and I love to travel on the water, but I don't like to be in it. Nope, not me. You can have a fear of fire or of heights with no trauma in this life, right? So I had a very extensive fear of heights. Part of that came from my fear of hell and my fear of death. But you can also have a past life experience where you fell and to your death from heights, and that could be following you into this existence. Burning. Okay, so let me tell you, I work with clients, and I had this where witchcraft and burning at the stake. So if you have an intense fear of fire, you know what? Book your appointment. Let's work on that. Let's see if you have an intense fear of fire because you died in a fire or you were burned at the stake. That is a crazy one that I see a lot. And it's an intense one, but we can work through it. All right. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion of the common signs of post-life trauma. Be right back.
Mike Zorek, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorek, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorek has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Today we are talking about unraveling the past, healing past life trauma. Before the break, we were giving a little bit of information about common signs where you may have past life trauma. So we're going to continue that discussion, starting with chronic relationship patterns. So do you struggle with abandonment, betrayal, or intense soulmate dynamics? You may have some karmic ties to people. Let me tell you, it is not uncommon. Anytime I run into somebody and I have an issue with them, the first thing I do is I go in and I do cutting cords. I do an energy cut. I clear out any karma from these people. I clear out everything so that if there was something there, and 9 times out of 10 there is, it's gone. I don't have to deal with them anymore. I won't deal with them in this existence, and I won't deal with them when I come back the next time, right? So you may feel an intense, immediate connection or a repulsion towards someone for no reason. And you know what? And that's legit, that you've had issues with them in the past and you don't really want to have to deal with them at all. So if that's the case, come see me. Let's do some energy cord cutting and get that all cleared. When we cut cords, when we cut energy cords, guys, I clear all karma and any lessons that you still needed to learn from these people so that you don't have to deal with them anymore. Physical ailments with no medical explanation. So there are times where chronic pain and illness that doctors can't explain could be an echo of a past life injury, something that you are hanging on to that you aren't going to let go because you feel like it keeps you safe. Remembering the past so that you don't do the same thing again does not actually keep you safe. It holds you back from growth. Okay. So if you are struggling with a physical ailment, come see me. Let's do some belief work into that area. Let's see what you're holding on to into that area, or why you're holding on to whatever it is that you're holding on to. And I'm going to speak to cancer patients right now. Okay. I have told you guys before, I am a cancer thriver. I am not a survivor. I am a thriver. And part of that is because I have been cut from all of the trauma, all of the fear, everything that surrounded that cancer diagnosis. Now, that cancer diagnosis actually helped me shift and move forward, and I can be grateful for that. But I do not live in a panic state every single day worrying that it might come back. So if you are struggling, if you are a cancer thriver, or if you are dealing with cancer right now, book your appointment, come see me. Let's cut and figure out what is causing that physical ailment and get you on the right path. So whoever is listening today that needs to hear that message is for you. Okay. And it doesn't matter whether you've got kidney issues, liver issues, doesn't even have to be cancer, right? If you are suffering from a physical ailment, come see me. Let's start working on what it is that you are holding on to, past life or this life, and let's get it fixed. Let's get it done. Let's get it gone. Okay. So an unexplained shoulder pain may trace back to a battle wound from a past life. right? So I got this issue with my shoulder and I just can't figure out why it hurts all the time. Could be because you are holding on to past life trauma. And so you are feeling that, right? Could be a message. Your angels and guides could be sending you a message. Hey, you need to go get this fixed and you need to go start working on clearing this out. And so we're going to make this hurt until you do what you need to do. That happens a lot, everybody. It does. So if you're getting weird messages like that, or if you think you're getting a weird message, book your appointment. Come see me. Cultural or historical obsessions. Feeling deeply drawn to certain time periods or cultures might suggest a soul memory. I love skulls, guys. Okay. I have skulls all over my house. I was a pirate in a former life. So, of course, I love skulls. And we did work around that. But I was like, I'm not letting go of my skulls. And I got told you don't have to let go of your skulls. You just need to let go of the trauma and everything that happened with it. Right. And so it's just a symbolism for me, past life, right? My dad, I believe he was Native American in a past life, which is where his obsession of Native American artifacts, jewelry, kachinas, all of that came about. He was obsessed with those things, and I believe it was past life. I heard yes, so we're just going to continue on with that. So if you are struggling with an obsession about something, it's okay to have it, but let's work on what's causing it so that you don't continue to carry it down. Emotional triggers without context, sudden grief, panic, sadness without cause could be old soul wounds. These might surface in dreams or moments of intense emotion, like the hands that I was talking about earlier, right? Where I had something on my hands and I looked down and I could see my hands covered in blood, figuratively, and then I could see it on my body. So yeah, that would be an emotional trigger that needed to be worked on. Okay. Now, all of these can be worked on through the intuitive natural healing process and through the coaching process that I offer. You don't have to keep living with this memory in order to stay safe. Doesn't work like that. All right. Now let's go into generational trauma and family patterns. This is passed down through family lines. It can come from events like war, poverty, abuse, systemic oppression. So some examples of generational trauma: scarcity mindset. Growing up hearing we can't afford that might stem from ancestors who experienced famine or financial ruin. Now, that belief blocks abundance. So if you've got beliefs like, if you have things like, I've got to save every single dime, a penny saved is a penny earned, penny pinching, money doesn't grow on trees, any of those belief systems are blocking you from manifesting everything that you want in life. So guys, I'm going to be offering manifestation coaching group sessions. So watch for that information. Sign up. Let's get rid of those blocks so that you can start bringing in what you need. This can also have a fear of spending. The other part of that could be overspending. Okay. So if you were in a past life and you had to hide or get rid of your money, you have a tendency to spend it all so that nobody can take it from you. That too is a generational trauma pattern. Okay, that's more of a past life. But if your family struggled with having to hide or spend it all at once, then yeah, that's another one that could affect you as well. Suppressed emotions. If your family doesn't talk about feelings, it may be due to generations of survival-based silence. Emotional repression can lead to depression, anxiety, and feeling disconnected from others. So, you know what? It may have been in the past life. You were a prisoner of a king somewhere and you were not allowed to speak, or a family member was there and it just carried down, right? So they have this trauma where you don't speak unless spoken to, and that's what they taught you, was you don't speak unless you're spoken to. That could be generational trauma carrying down. Repeating abuse or addiction cycles. These patterns often start generations back and repeat until someone consciously breaks them. And let me tell you, everybody, the people across the veil in the spirit world cannot work on these. Now, a person in this existence like myself, I can work with you here and a spirit or spirits across the veil and heal all of this. But the work has to be done down here in this existence. So 9 times out of 10, when I have a client and we are working on generational stuff, I've got at least one family member with this person who is standing there that I am working on with them so that we can release this generational trauma. I've had where I'm working 5, 6, 7. It's normally at least one. So no, when we are working on generational trauma, you are not only working on yourself, you can work on your siblings, you can work on your parents, you can work on your grandparents, you can work on your children. It will carry down to your children. So it is so important that we work on this generational trauma and get rid of it up and down generational lines. Unexplained guilt or shame. You may carry guilt that doesn't feel like yours. It could belong to a parent, a grandparent, or further back. Now, this is where generational contracts and curses come in. We have ancestors who make these crazy deals either in this existence or before they come down, and then we are stuck in them until somebody clears us from them. So if you feel like you have a generational curse, and I have worked with several clients lately that have told me they feel like they have generational curses, you know what? Come see me. Let's get rid of it. Okay. Some of the things we do during that session is we release the curse, we cut all the cords, we reprogram your DNA. So again, we are taking out the old corroded code from your body computer and your soul computer, and we are downloading it with new updated code. That's really all that healing is, guys. That's all it is taking out the dilapidated old corroded code and putting in brand new updated code to function. You know what? Come see me. You won't regret it. All right. When you heal, you become a bridge for the entire lineage, for your ancestors, for your future generations, for your future selves. So you know what? Come on, start working on it. Yeah. Spiritual contracts, oaths, vows, commitments, curses. We often carry spiritual agreements from past lives. Some of these were made in love, loyalty, or trauma and may no longer serve us. A lot of these contracts, I'm going to say, no longer serves you. If you have them, we need to look at them. If they do serve you, then we need to update them. If they don't serve you, then we need to release, alchemize, and give you what will work for you and will help you. Some of these may be vows of poverty. Often taken in monastic lifetimes, they can block abundance in this life. You may have guilt or believe you are selfish for wanting or abundance or, having everything that you want. But you're actually not selfish. It's actually your birthright to have whatever you want. So a vow of poverty is actually not a good thing. And if it was taken in a past life and still carrying down, that's not good either. You need to get rid of it. All right, we're at break time. So when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation about spiritual contracts. Be right back.
Dr. RC will share extraordinary resources and services that promote educational success, as well as making a difference in the lives of all social workers, as well as the lives of children, adolescents, and teens of today. She will have open discussions addressing many of the issues that we face about our youth and how being employed in the uniquely skilled profession of social work for over 18 years has taught invaluable lessons through her personal experiences. She will also provide real-life facts, examples, and personal stories that will confirm that why serving as a child advocate is extremely beneficial when addressing the needs of the whole child. Listen live to Dare to Soar, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network, and tune in radio as Dr. RC will provide thought-provoking information that will empower, encourage, and strengthen students, families, and communities across our nation. You can also visit her at soarwithkatie.com. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Today we are talking about healing lifetimes of trauma, past life. I love this topic. I really do, because it combines so many things that I felt growing up. Actually makes sense to me, Matt. It makes sense to me now. And so I'm hopeful that it makes sense to you guys as well. And you can be like, yeah, that really does make sense as to why I'm feeling like that. All right. So some other common types of oaths, vows, commitments would be an oath of celibacy. So if in a former life you said, you will be the only one I ever love. Remember, words have power. Clear Counsel, delete that. You may have just put a verbal agreement in place that follows you through lifetime. This could be why you struggle with relationships, intimacy, and you may ultimately avoid romance. Okay. You may have a commitment of fear or feel disconnected from who you are. And so, yeah, that is a huge one. Okay. And that can actually carry down through generational lines as well. So your ancestors could actually make a commitment that you would only be with members of a certain soul family, which would prevent you or create difficulty for you in this existence if the person you're trying to be with is not the same. So if you're having these kind of issues, come see me. Let's work through it, see what's going on, and get all of that cleared. Commitments to protect or suffer for others. This is a huge one that I work with a lot with clients. If you carry someone else's burden or feel responsible for them, or feel like you always have to be a caretaker and that you're responsible for everybody, that is probably a past life issue that we need to work on. Part of it may be you're empathic, but part of it is you probably made a vow at some point to protect people, and it needs to be reworked so that you are not sacrificing yourself for everybody else. And I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody today needed to hear that. Contracts of invisibility or silence. These can block your voice or make you feel unseen. You might struggle to speak up, get overlooked in jobs, and feel like you're fading into the background. And guys, this is actually something that I have had to work on. And there's times where I'm still like, am I like invisible? What the actual hell? Am I invisible? And so I go in and I start working on the beliefs as to, or whatever is causing me to think that way. Okay. Because there's something there. Curses. These can be self-inflicted. They can be inherited, or they can be contracts that were entered into at some point. They can manifest as bad luck, chronic illness, energy blocks. Pretty much a curse can manifest as just about anything, right? And so if you, again, in a past life, said something that turned into a curse for you, and it's still carrying down, we need to get rid of that. Excuse me. Okay, that's weird. All right. So come see me. Let's clear curses. It's one of the things that I do. It's one of the things that I'm really good at, is getting rid of all of this kind of mumbo jumbo in the oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, curses, darkness area. All right. So some things that I can help with. Let's cut you. Let's do cut work. Let's download you with new code. Let's do crystal work. Let's put some protections in place. Let's get rid of the old, put in the new. That's what we're going to do. All you have to do is make the personal investment to come see me and start working on you. So remember, the work that you do now is sacred and eternal. It carries down. So one of the added values of working with me is the work that we do will carry down in future generations for you, for anybody that we do the work on generationally. So you're improving your life. And you're also setting the tone for your soul's future incarnations. Whether it's here or whether it's some other dimension, existence, whatever, you're still healing your soul, which is what is needed. And honestly, I do a lot of soul work. I do a lot of healing of souls. So, yeah. So what does it do? When you come see me and we start releasing all of these generational and past life traumas, what happens? You get greater joy and peace and purpose, because we start working on what's your purpose, right? You can have healthy, loving relationships and bring in abundance, fulfillment in career and your divine timing, confidence and intuition, right? It also clears karma for future life paths. It clears past patterns. It starts aligning you better with your soul community and aligned families, and starts bringing you in line with people that you should be around. More natural spirits and gifts. It actually activates and works with your intuition, and a deeper connection to yourself and what your purpose is. You know what? Come on, spend that money. Spend that money. Come see me. All right. Angel numbers as divine messages. So, as is the norm, we're going to talk a little bit about crystals and angel numbers and the messages from them. All right. So, as you're going through this process, as you're going through the healing process, the universe, your angel spirit guides may be sending you messages in various ways. One of those ways is angel numbers. So, what do these numbers mean? And when it comes to unraveling the past life trauma? So 111 or 4 ones, new beginnings, time to rewrite your story. There is no better time to rewrite your story than now. You are awakening. We all are awakening. So let's start working on that awakening. Watch for these during periods of spiritual transformation. Watch for these when you are being told to start your spiritual transformation. These numbers were one of the ones that I saw consistently when I started my spiritual journey. They were what caught my attention, because every time I'd look at the clock, I'd see 111 or 1111. And I was like, why? Or 22 or 222 or 2222. So I was like, why am I seeing these numbers? So I started doing research on them, and that's what I found out. So 222 or 42s, soul contracts and relationships are balancing or healing, or need to be healed. Okay, it may be time to release or renegotiate soul ties. That is something that I help you with. We are going to renegotiate these soul ties. We're going to get rid of that karma. We're going to get rid of those cords. We're going to release the belief systems that go around with it. So we're going to download new code, get the old code out, and get you to where you are just a much better person than you are now. Why? Because then you will have all of this healing behind you, and you're not going to have all of this old karma following you around. It's going to be amazing, right? 333 or 43s, the ascended masters are helping you dissolve karmic ties. Call on divine support. So the universe, your spirit guides, ascended masters may be telling you, hey, it's time to clear all of this out. Start looking at what you need to do. 444 or 44s, you are surrounded by protection as you break old patterns. So when I talked about feeling safe, right? So you hold on to these memories, you hold on to all of this because you feel like it keeps you safe. Because if you forget about it, then you will repeat it, which is not actually factual. Okay. What you're actually doing is you're hanging on to it because it's comfortable and it's what you know, but it's not good for you. And so because of that, it's holding you back, it's stopping you, it's creating physical ailments. These oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, curses, they create physical and emotional issues. So think about it. 555 or 45s, massive transformation. Time to release oaths and limitations. Expect changes and trust the process. So I am getting, there's at least a couple of people that are seeing 5s consistently. In fact, I just talked to someone the other day, and I probably need to send that to her. I probably need to send this to her and tell her to watch the podcast, because she was asking me questions about 3 and 5s. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to send this to her and say, you need to watch this because this is a message for her. But it's a massive transformation. Time to release oaths and limitations. Expect changes and trust the process. That's the big thing, guys. You have to trust the process. You have to trust that you are going to receive what you are supposed to get. And guys, when I release and try not to control, it works so much better for me. 888 or 48. Karmic cycles complete. Abundance flows once blocks are cleared. This is a sign of alignment and reward. So our goal, to get to 888. We want to see 8888, right? Or 999, 9999, endings, closure, deep spiritual completion. You are ready to release old energy and ascent. My phone's talking to me. So 888 and 999 were a significant message that people need, that I'm being told. When you start seeing 8s and when you start seeing 9s, you have cleared things out. You are healing. It's exciting. Okay. Let's talk about crystals for a minute. Labradorite enhances past life recall, protects your aura during soul work. It's excellent for dream work and uncovering hidden truth. And honestly, guys, Labradorite is a beautiful crystal. If you've not seen one, it's just beautiful. I should probably bring one and see if you guys can see it. Black obsidian reveals and clears deep trauma and energetic debris. You use it during shadow work or energetic extractions. You know what? Obsidian is one of my crystals of choice. Lapis lazuli, another one of my crystals of choice. Connects to soul truth, supports vow and contract release. This stone activates the third eye and inner truth. It also is really good for psychic hooks. So if someone is trying to throw a psychic hook into you by insulting you or bullying you, it'll help send them away. Send it back to the person that's trying to set it. Amethyst soothes the third eye, offers spiritual protection and transmutation. It helps cleanse the aura and dissolve Laura vibrations. Amethyst is an all-around healer. It does pretty much everything. Rhodonite heals heart wounds from past betrayals or abandonment. Perfect for emotional healing and balance. Petrified wood. I found this one very interesting. It grounds ancient wisdom, connects to ancestral support, and it brings stability and ancient earth connection. And that was one of my dad's crystals of choice. Hematite was another one, and turquoise was another one. But he had petrified wood everywhere. Kyanite. I actually have these in stock. They're actually a really cool crystal. They look like an arrowhead point, and they actually cut cords and contracts, especially those tied to mental patterns. So, you know what? You could use it to help cut your cords. Clear quartz amplifies and clarifies intention during soul healing rituals. It works well in any crystal grid, and it amplifies the energy of the crystals around it. Okay, it amplifies the energy of the crystals around it. Let me just throw that out for the record. All right. You know what? We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to finish up our podcast for the day. Be right back.
Mike Zoric, a 3-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a 6-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zoric, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zoric has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk on the BBM Global Network.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. So we're going to go right into our slides and talk about our affirmation of the week. So today I choose to trust I can manifest abundance. So how do we do that? One of the ways we do that is we release the past life traumas and the beliefs. We unravel the past. So you want to manifest abundance? Let's unravel the past. Let's start working on those blocks and beliefs. It's going to be exciting. Next slide. All right. So my service spotlight of the week is the intuitive psychic medium readings. These can be 30 minutes or 1 hour sessions. What do these sessions do? They allow the client to receive connection and information from angels, spirit guides, and loved ones that have passed. They include information concerning divine timing, past life issues. There's the key for this, right? Past life issues, and answers to questions that you may have about your life. These readings may provide information about generational issues or beliefs that need to be cleared by the client. These sessions include mediumship and oracle card readings. So it is literally a session where we go in and we start looking at past life issues, what's happening, what needs to be done, get you some information so that you can make an informed decision. Next slide. So my weekly special is going to be 10% off. Next slide. 1 hour intuitive psychic medium readings. So if you use code READ10 at checkout, you will get the session for $135 instead of the $150. This is a great opportunity to come start your journey. For less than the price of coffee for 30 days, you can book yourself a session and let's start working on you and helping you move forward with a better you. Next slide. Have you received my free ebook? Many people have, but I know there are people that haven't. So go to heatherlena.com/ebook or scan the QR code if you're looking at the PowerPoint to receive my book, Awaken Your Light, a holistic guide to healing, empowerment, and self-discovery. The book is a $25 value. All you have to do is enter your name, phone number, email, and check that you know that you're subscribing to my webpage so you get all of my updates, any new news that's going on. It's a great value and it's a great read. Next slide. My transformational community is back, everybody. It has been transformed and it is now in 3 separate tiers. So I'm going to talk really quickly about all of these tiers. Tier 1, the Soulful Balance tier, is $50 per month. It is a foundational tier for those beginning their healing journey and seeking steady emotional and energetic support. So for that $50 a month, you get weekly Monday message cards and messages as a group. You get weekly crystal card pulls and messages as a group. You receive discounts of 15% on services and select merchandise. You receive early registration and priority booking for all Heather Lena's events. And guys, as a membership, if I'm doing an event, you also get 15% off of that. You get a members only Facebook group, and you will be sent links to my YouTube pages when I post there for the membership group that only you see. So for the value added, for less than $2 a day, you'll build a ritual of daily connection, reduce stress, and begin restoring your energetic balance. This tier provides consistent energetic alignment and support without overwhelming you. So before I move further, go to patreon.com/c/healing with Heather Lena to get now. Next slide. Tier 2, the Harmonized Spirit, for $75. This mid-level tier is for clients to elevate their healing with deeper access to energy work and spiritual tools. So you receive everything in the soul balance except for the discount. And that is because in this tier, you get 20% off instead of 15. You get one personal card pull each month. You have to request it, but you will actually get on a live or see the video with me pulling a card for you with a message directly for you. You get one answer. You get an answer to one question each month via pendulum. So you can send me a question, a yes or no question, and I will answer that via pendulum for you. That has to be requested. Priority booking and discounts on Inner Radiance coaching sessions. And let me tell you guys, only 15 slots are available on this tier. Only 15 slots are available on this tier. Once it's filled, I will not be taking anybody over 15 people. So as the value added, you're receiving individualized guidance, energy healing, and tools to support not just your spirit, but your body and mind too. This tier is ideal for those committed to real embodied healing. Remember, only 15 slots available for this one. Next slide. Tier 3 is the Divine Flow. This premium tier is for those ready to fully invest in their healing, intuition, and personal empowerment. Here you receive everything in the Harmonized Spirit tier, including the 20% discount. You receive an additional personal card reading. So that's 2 personal card readings per month instead of 1. You get 2 pendulum readings each month. So you can send me 2 questions for yes and no. You get priority booking for all sessions, everything that I do. You also get, for this level, access to me for up to 15 text questions each month. So you can send me text message questions asking me about crystals or asking me questions, whatever it is that you want to talk about. You get 15 of those from me each month, personalized answers from me. And again, just like the tier 2, tier 3, only 15 slots are available. Once they are full, they are full. I will not go over the 15 slots. So the value added, you get direct personal access with me. This exclusive experience gives you accountability, high-level healing, and intuitive mentoring. The Divine Flow tier is like having a spiritual coach, healer, and mentor walking with you every step of your journey. So don't wait. Go to patreon.com/C/healing with Heather Lena or scan the QR code to sign up now. These top 2 tiers, only 30 total people are going to be on these tiers. You want to be one of them. Don't miss out. Next slide. Don't forget to watch my YouTube channel and watch my podcast on my YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/@healing with Heather Lena /streams or click the QR code on the screen in order to subscribe. And everybody, please, please, please like and subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Go in and like all my videos, please. And you know what? If you're enjoying my podcast, invite people. Send them my direction. Please, 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 please. Do me a favor. Send me 3 people. If everybody that watches this can go in and like my stuff and send me 3 people and then have them send me 3 people, I would be so grateful. All right, next slide. So contacting me for questions or comments for the podcast, go to healingwithheatherlena@gmail.com. All other inquiries, if you want to book services, purchase merchandise, you can go to www.heatherlena.com or contact@heatherlena.com. You can find and follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Healing with Heather Lena. Next slide. Our last thought of the day. I now release all that no longer serves me across all lifetimes, lineages, and layers, so I may rise fully in my power, purpose, and peace. All right, everybody, that's it for the podcast this week. So I will see you guys next week on Radiant Spirits Rising with Heather Lena. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
This has been Radiant Spirits Rising with your host, Heather Lena. Tune in each week as we step into the world of natural healing and discover the radiant spirit within you. Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave TV network, powered by B2 Studios. Start your journey toward balance and renewal.